All right, everyone. Today we're diving into a really fascinating application of artificial intelligence. Its profound impact on forecasting. Now, predicting the future, that is one of the oldest and most fundamental challenges in almost any field, but especially in business. We're going to unpack how AI is moving us beyond simple educated guesses and toward building truly intelligent, data-driven systems that can actually see what's coming next. So let's start with a scenario I'm sure we've all experienced. You go to the store, or you're shopping online, hunting for that one specific thing you need, and it's just gone. That empty shelf, that out of stock message, it's more than just a minor frustration. It's actually the visible symptom of a much deeper problem. A forecast that went wrong weeks, maybe even months ago. And that's what we're going to explore. How do we prevent? This brings us to what's known in the field as the forecasting dilemma. You see, for decades, businesses have been wrestling with this exact puzzle. The issue is that the traditional ways of looking ahead were built for a much slower, much more predictable world. And in today's fast-paced, frankly chaotic marketplace, those old methods, they just aren't enough anymore. This analogy is pretty much perfect. Traditional forecasting is almost exactly like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. The entire system is built on historical sales data. The core logic is basically, well, what we sold last year is probably what we'll sell this year. But as we all know, the world can change in an instant. This rear-view mirror approach leaves companies completely blind to a sudden curve in the road or a roadblock that just appeared out of nowhere. So let's put these two approaches side by side, because it really is a tale of two different worlds. On one side, you have traditional forecasting. It's limited, it's reactive, and it relies on that one single input: past sales. On the other side, you have intelligent forecasting. This is a whole different beast. It's designed to be dynamic, forward-looking, and responsive. Instead of one input, it pulls in a massive range of data to paint a much clearer, much more accurate picture of reality. So the obvious question is, how do we build this smarter engine? This is precisely where artificial intelligence comes into the picture. AI provides the horsepower, the analytical framework to make this new kind of forecasting a reality. Let's formally define this key concept. Intelligent demand forecasting is an AI-driven system, and the crucial part is that it integrates a broad range of data inputs. Why? To improve both the accuracy and the responsiveness of its predictions. So understand, this isn't just a small tweak on the old methods, it's a fundamental paradigm shift. Using AI to process all these different data sources is what allows these systems to adapt in near real time. And this quote from Mar really hits the nail on the head. He notes that AI systems can identify demand signals that are simply invisible to traditional statistical models. Think about that word, invisible. We're talking about the AI's ability to find subtle patterns, weak correlations, and faint signals in the noise that a human analyst or an older model would completely miss. It's like being able to hear a whisper in a storm. Okay, but that sounds a bit abstract, doesn't it? Invisible signals? So what are we actually talking about here? What kind of diverse data is the AI actually looking for? Let's peel back the curtain and see what's going on under the hood. This is where things get really fascinating. An AI forecasting model isn't just looking at past sales. No, it's looking at everything. It analyzes weather patterns. A sudden heat wave is obviously going to affect demand for ice cream or air conditioners. It tracks seasonal effects and holidays. It even scrapes and analyzes social media sentiment. Is a product suddenly going viral on TikTok? That's a massive demand signal. And it factors in big picture things like macroeconomic indicators. The real magic is that the AI connects all of these seemingly unrelated dots into one single coherent prediction. And you can see why this capability is so incredibly critical right now. We live in volatile times. Consumer behavior can change on a dime. Trends emerge on social media and can vanish in a matter of weeks. In this kind of environment, the ability to react quickly isn't just a competitive advantage, it's absolutely essential for survival. Okay, so the technology is impressive, for sure. But what does it actually do for a business? How does a better prediction translate into better performance? Let's look at the real-world payoff. What happens is this powerful chain reaction, a clear path to efficiency. First, with more accurate forecasts, companies don't need to hold massive amounts of just-in-case inventory. That leads to leaner, more efficient inventory levels. Second, leaner inventory directly leads to reduced waste, less food spoiling, fewer clothes going unsold, and ultimately all of this leads to the third step, improved service levels for us, the customer, because the right product is in the right place at the right time. No more empty shelves. And when you put it on a chart like this, the operational impact is just night and day. Look at inventory. You go from the chaos of being over or understocked to a state that is lean and precise. Waste goes from high levels of excess stock to being significantly reduced. And service shifts from inconsistent availability to being improved and far more reliable. The impact isn't just theoretical, it's direct and it's measurable. Now, when you zoom out, you begin to realize that this isn't just about predicting the sales of a single item. It's about fundamentally rethinking and strengthening the entire supply chain from the ground up. The ultimate goal here, the holy grail really, is to achieve a kind of perfect harmony across the whole system. You want production, procurement of materials, and distribution of the final goods to be perfectly aligned with what the market is actually asking for right now in real time. And when you achieve that kind of alignment, the result is a supply chain that isn't just efficient, but is also resilient. That's a key word. A resilient system is one that doesn't shatter when it gets hit by an unexpected shock. It's strong enough to handle disruption and flexible enough to adapt, which makes the entire operation far more robust. So this leaves us with a pretty powerful question to think about. We've seen how AI can find these invisible signals to reshape something as massive as global logistics. So what's next? What other complex, invisible systems that run our world, from finance and healthcare to city planning, are about to be transformed by this new ability to see what's just around the corner? The one thing we can predict with certainty is that the change is coming.